Hey guys, Tommy Thinks here, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be making a drawing tutorial on how to draw a male face. So hopefully this turns out well. Anyways, I start up by opening a new file in File Alpaca, choosing like the generic A4 paper, and then opening that up. And the first step, you're gonna want to make sure you're on pencil and that you have a different color, like red or something. And then you draw a circle. It can be like a really rough, messy circle. And then you put a line down the middle, which will help guide drawing the rest of the face. I'm not very good at explaining, but this part is where you basically draw the sides of the face. I know I'm not very specific when I say that, but it's like kind of a rectangle plus a triangle at the bottom. And then after that, I draw the neck, which is, I find it pretty simple. I usually draw like these kind of curving lines outward. And this is going to be more of like a portrait view, so I just kind of cut it off around the shoulder area, the collarbone and shoulder area, like that. And I don't like to have the circle getting in the way while I'm drawing the sketch, so I just erase that. But I keep the middle line as a guideline. And also, you're going to want to put a line as to where you want your eyes to be. I don't generally do this because I usually know where I want my eyes to be, but as a beginner, I remember doing this and it would help me a lot. So then, you're going to start drawing the eyes. There are many different ways to draw eyes. I draw in a kind of an anime style because that's what I started off doing. So it's pretty simple. It's just a bunch of straight lines. I'll probably, who knows, maybe I'll make a tutorial on how to draw different types of eyes. And they don't need to be absolutely perfect. As you can see, like they're not exactly the same. They're different, but it's okay. Because it's just a sketch, so it doesn't need to be perfect in the sketch. Then I'm erasing the lines inside of the eyes, just cleaning it out, and then you're going to want to add like just a basic highlight over and wherever you want the light to be coming. My light is coming from the right. And then a pupil. And feel free to pause if you need to catch up. Then I draw nose, which is pretty like, it's like an upside down bump. And then I draw a mouth, which is a straight line. There are many different ways to draw mouths as well. I draw them a bunch of different ways, but I chose like just a simple kind of straight lined mouth for this one, because males, like in my style, usually don't have as defined lips. I draw a line under the mouth and above the mouth, but the line under the mouth is a bit thicker. And then we move on to the eyebrows, which are, like, I chose some very simple eyebrows to draw. It's basically like if you were to draw like a rectangle and a triangle on, like, coming from it. As you can see, it's actually like a really simple shape. I know eyebrows can be hard, but it's just rectangle plus triangle at an angle. And then, you know, as you can see, our face is looking pretty good here. We gotta draw the ears, which should be fairly even. I know that when I first started out, ears were so hard for me to draw, and they still kind of are, but I just stopped caring about them being even. Then I'm cleaning up the lines a bit. And then I decided to go in and draw some collarbones, which I've drawn collarbones multiple ways throughout my drawing career, but I find that that's the easiest way to draw them right there, the one that I like the best. And then here's just an overlook of how the face should look. You know, feel free to take some time to catch up right here. Pause the video if you like. And then after this, I believe we're going to go into drawing the hair. I'm a firm believer of drawing whatever hair you like, so if you don't want to draw my hair, feel free to draw like whatever kind of hair you want to put on your dude. Anyways, let's get started. So for the hair that I'm drawing, I like to do this little thing, like the amount of hair that you have in front of your ears first, because you'll notice that that's usually visible on like male hair because it's shorter. And then I make these shapes that kind of cut into the forehead almost. The forehead on this dude is very large, by the way. That wasn't purposeful, but I guess it just kind of turned out like that. And I try to make it as even as I can. It's not perfect, obviously. And then I try to decide what hair to draw. And I decided to come up with like a really messy looking hairstyle with just a bunch of spikes going everywhere. I start off in the middle, and then I just kind of draw these spikes that go down the side of the head and the face, and they eventually like just, you know, he's supposed to look kind of messy and crazy, so that's what I was trying to go for. And remember, this is your sketch, so it doesn't need to be perfect, because when you're doing your line art, you know, you can fix up a lot of the stuff if you mess up, especially if you're drawing digitally. If you're drawing traditionally, then that's a bit harder, but digitally you can be as messy as you'd like in the sketch. And I decide to change up the hair up there a bit because I don't like how it looks. And we can't just, oh yeah, right, I put those little things there just because I thought they were cute. And then you can't just have the hair at the top of the head, because there's always hair at the bottom of the head if you have your hair grown out. So I drew that at like down at the sides of the face, just to like give him a little more of a messy, tousled look. And then, you know, take some time, catch up, pause the video, and then make a new layer. And this is where we will start inking our drawing. I like to choose a bunch of different colors. For this one, I'm choosing dark brown, the pen tool, and setting it to like 19 correction. I believe it's like size 15. 15% is the pen size that I chose. Something around there, you can see on the video. But yeah, so I start just basically going over the lines of the face, and this can take a while. So I'm probably going to skip over a lot of it, but as you can see, it's pretty simple. You just go over the lines that you made in the sketch and make any corrections that you'd like. And yeah, so I will see you once I am done with most of the line art. Alright, so I've finished most of the line art, and now I'm gonna go in and do a few more details, like thickening the eyelash line, the upper eyelash line, because it usually looks better if you thicken it. Even if it's a male, it looks better as a thickened line. So I'm gonna go over and do that for both of the eyelashes. And then, you know, do the basic stuff like filling in the pupils. Gonna do the same thing for the other side. I hope I'm explaining this well enough, because this is the first tutorial video I've ever made. I've never really been good at teaching people things, so I'm gonna try my best. But yeah, so you just do the same thing on the other side. You thicken the lashes and try to make the lines fairly clean, since this is your line art or your inking, depending on whether you're doing traditional. Then I kind of changed the mouth a little bit to make it more of a smile. And there are a few finishing details that I'd like to work on, like the stuff inside of the ear. Ears, you can draw like the inside of ears multiple ways. I like to draw it just kind of like as you can see, a hook with a line coming out of it, I guess is the best way to explain it. Yep, a hook with a line like that. And so this is what the face should look like at the end, somewhat like this. It doesn't have to look exactly like mine. And here is where I like to see if there are any additional details I'd like to add, like I was saying. If I could draw a line for the bridge of the nose, I decided against it. Maybe like some blush lines or something. Decided against that. But then I decided, hey, why not put like some freckles? This dude looks like he could use some freckles. So in the end, I just added a few extra details. And that, my mates, is how I draw a male face. And you know, maybe it'll be a good starting point for you. Who knows? But thank you very much for watching this video. I do hope that it helped you out. And if you would like to see any other tutorials from me, then feel free to leave a comment below. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Yeah.